and welcome to my Facebook Live this evening. It's, let me see, Tuesday, the 20th of July, and it's 9 p.m. in the evening here in the UK. So my name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you've been following my Facebook page, you'll know all about me and the things that I get up to, namely coffee and card, class in a box, in-person classes, and obviously our Facebook Lives, which get uploaded to YouTube. I wanted to take this opportunity now that most of lockdown has, fingers crossed, been lifted in the UK. Hi Katie. I wanted to explain how our new look in-person classes are going to run, which is different from my previous offering. I believe that it's a better offering, it's good value for money, and it gives you more product for an in-person class. And it's built on the back of my successful class in a box. Oh, sorry Katie, thank you for that. I'll put my microphone a bit closer. Thank you. So it's built on the success of my class in a box, which obviously I started during lockdown last April 2020, and I wanted to obviously be able to keep my customers crafting, and I did have a good attendance at my in-person classes, which were held in Evenley near Brackley and also in Milton Keynes. Obviously once COVID struck, then I had to stop the in-person classes. So what I created was a class in a box, which was a fixed price box delivered to your door each month. You could hop in and out whenever you wanted, and it included £15 worth of product, online tutorials which are held on YouTube but with direct links, and a direct link to a dimensions file with the information you need. So it's not a written tutorial, it was all videos, and one video per different card or project design. And each month I chose a different stamp set or different suite or different set of papers. And the benefit of doing that online was that everything you needed for the basic class was in your box. So that included papers, it included cardstock, it included envelopes, and typically you could make 8 to 10 cards at a minimum from the products included. And the projects were based around using our designer papers, so that you didn't have to have the stamp set to be able to do the class. And previously, when I ran my in-person classes, they were based more around the stamp set. Obviously not everybody wanted to buy the stamp set, so when we were having in-person classes, that was fine. They could use my stamp set and any dies at the class. So my class in a box has been very successful, and I really appreciate the support my customers and my team have given me in running that class in a box throughout the last, well, nearly 18 months. So now I'm back to in-person classes. What I wanted to do is really amalgamate the two. So my class in a box will continue. So if you're not local to me, you can still take my class in a box. It's still a fixed price of £20, and of that £20 there's at least £15 worth of product in your box, and the balance of that obviously goes to the packing, the box itself, and the postage, and you can continue with that. Hi Laura, nice to have you join us. And some people have subscribed, so they get it automatically every month, and you can do that on a direct debit basis or on a standing order basis, or just pay me month after month. Hi Heather. So that's one option. So sorry, dog doesn't like thunderstorms. It's just hovering around. So my class in a box will continue, and that will still be £20, and you can choose the options for extending that if you wish. So you can purchase the stamps there, you can purchase extra papers and any of the items that go with that suite, but the class in a box will stand in its own right. So what I've done now is I have incorporated my class in a box to my in-person classes. So rather than run a separate class, basically what you can do is you can come to an in-person class. It's £23 for the class, and that includes your class in a box. So you basically get the same box. The difference is you'll have access to the stamps and dies in addition. Oh, thanks Laura. In fact, there's quite a few, I think all of you ladies that are watching that have said hi have done a class in a box at some time. Some of you have done obviously multiples, for which I appreciate that and thank you. So the in-person classes will consist of the class in a box. So basically you will get a class in a box, but you will have obviously access to myself and individual tuition within the class, and access to the stamps and the dies, but basically you will have the same contents. So that is very different from previous classes. Oh, thank you Heather, because my previous in-person classes allowed you to make, you know, maybe 3 or 4 cards, and you had a few bits and pieces extra on top of that, but whatever you made in the class, that was it really, and then you would go home, and only if you had any more of the components could you carry on making. So the idea now is that because my in-person classes will include the class in a box, you will have access to more of the products, because you'll get enough for typically 8 or 10 projects, because there's always extra supplies in there. You'll have all of the die cuts, so the only thing you will need to carry on working is typically a stamp set with some sentiments. Obviously you can still purchase the additional stamp set and or dies and or embellishments. So that is slightly different. The other thing I used to be able to offer was, if you joined a class, it was previously £18, but you got your class free with an order of £45 or more. Well, because you're getting a class in a box, which is already the value of £15, I can't offer that option anymore for in-person classes. So what I've done is I've offered you the option of the products that we're using for that particular class at a discount. So for example, in the current class, which I'm going to show you in a second, the bundle is £49.50. If you buy it alongside your class in a box or your in-person class, you'll only pay £45. So I'm offering you that as a special offer, running alongside the class in a box or the in-person class. And the good thing about that is it means you can have those products with you at the class. This brings me on to another slight change, and that is I need to close the class bookings and order the products obviously in plenty of time before the class. And before, I used to be able to add people on at the last minute, because it was just a case of preparing a smaller pack. Well, I won't be able to do that, because each person will get typically a half or a quarter of a pack of designer paper, and if I've only ordered enough for the class plus spares for me, I'm not going to be able to put that kit together at short notice. So there will be a cut-off point for each class, beyond which it's unlikely I will be able to take any extra bookings. It's always worth asking, just in case I've got a spare set. Obviously, if I've got like an odd number, there will be a spare set. But do just bear in that in mind, and that's particularly important for people who are used to coming to my in-person class and just contacting me at the last minute saying, have you got any space? And whatever I can do, I would normally absolutely accommodate everybody. I may not be able to do that, and I don't want people to be disappointed with that. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video, to explain how the new system is going to work. Equally, if you've booked for your class in a box, if you booked for your in-person class but you're unable to attend, I won't be able to offer you a refund, because once the class booking has closed, I've ordered the products. So what I will be able to do is send you your class in a box. Okay, and one of the benefits from anybody coming to a class is that now you will have access to all the video tutorials that everybody has for the class in a box. So if you don't manage to do all of the cards at the class, for example, then you got a video tutorial of how to finish it off or how to complete any of the projects. And that's significantly different, because previously, if we are running slow, for example, or things were taking longer, it was the case of, well, that was the end of the class, because obviously I book my rooms according to the time, and then I have to pay for setup and takedown time. So, and also sometimes there's people coming straight into the hall. So what happened previously was, if we didn't finish, we had to just sort of wrap up at that point. So what you'll be able to do now is take all of those products home. You could make sure you stamp your sentiments, for example, and then complete your class at home. So quite a long-winded way of explaining, but I think for the people that take my in-person classes, it's quite a different view. I think it will be better, personally, and I hope that you will too. What I'd like to do is hop over to my craft table and show you the projects for our July class. Now, I have had most of my bookings in. If you haven't booked and you want to, I will close the booking later this evening, so that I can order the remainder of any packs ready for class. So let me switch cameras to my crafting desk. There we go, and I'll explain the components for today's class. I've got something flickering at the bottom of my screen, but I hope that you can, it's not distracting for you. I will have a look on my phone and see if that's working. Okay, right, let me have a look. Let me hop onto the live just to see any other comments, because they don't always come up on my PC. I noticed this afternoon that I had one set of comments on my phone and a different set of comments on the screen on my laptop, which is very peculiar. Yes, exactly what I thought. Okay, so hi Tracy, Laura, obviously, Heather and Katie I've said hello to. I hope that's everybody for the minute. So let me talk you through this month's classes and class in a box. So it features the Quiet Meadow bundle. Now you don't need the stamp set, as I said, to make the class, and all the components you need are included in your box. And we do have quite a few techniques, but if you want to look the product up, it's on page 110, and it consists of this stamp set. And you might look and think, well, there's not a great deal actually to that, but as well as these two floral images and the two small ones, what I would say is you've got this lovely bit of dotting going on here, and also this sort of faded typewriter is really effective. I used it on one of the cards as a sample. And then you've got some nice sentiments. So you've got four sentiments Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you, which I think is really nice. You're too kind, thinking of you, and love. And obviously there are dies that go with this, and I'll show you the dies in 1 second. So this retails at $49.50, which is a 10% discount from the price of the 2 individual items. And if you order it alongside your class, I'm offering this for £45. So this is my way of thanking you for supporting me in my class. So let me show you the products. This is all a bit precariously balanced, which is probably not a good idea. Right, I can't even see the stamp set. Here it is. So this is the stamp set itself. It's a cling stamp set. So it's red rubber and it has the labels that you can apply if you wish. That's the stamp set. And then these are the dies. Now they won't mean a great deal as you see them, but you will see when I come to show you the cards what they can achieve for you. So I'm just going to pop this out very quickly. So you've got a whole series of dies. Now these dies don't actually match the stamps in the stamp set, which is why this works perfectly as a die set in its own right. So you've got all of these dies, this one, so you've got 6 different die shapes all together for the foliage, and you'll see these in the cards. You have some butterflies, one looking face on and one on the side. You've got 3 little centers of the flowers, and you've got 2 tag shapes. You've got this one and this one here. So when you order your class in a box, you will get a whole set of these die cuts already cut for you. Let me pop those away and show you the projects, and then I'll show you what else you get in your box. So there are 5 different cards for this class and a little box. This box is made from less than 1 sheet of A4, and I decorated it with the hand penned paper, which you get as part of the class. This just happens to fit probably 2 tombos, like so, if you would want to gift 2 tombos to somebody. But also you can make that, I'll give you the dimensions, and you can make that actually in different sizes. It's really straightforward. It's what we call a pizza box because it's a fixed base and a fold up top. So that is the box, and then we have 5 cards, and these are in no particular order. In your pack you also will have 5 sheets of this lovely shimmer vellum, and this comes from our 12 by 12 shimmer vellum pack for the in colours. Some of these will be die cut, so you won't get the blank sheet. Some of them will already be die cut for you. Trace UR down. Okay, so these items here are actually created using white card. So I die cut these out with some thick white card, which is included, and then I've used daubers, sponge daubers that go on your fingertip, to colour these in. Now in your pack you actually get 3 brand new daubers as part of your pack, so that you can recreate this in any set of colours. So you can do a green for your stalks, whatever colour for this flower for example, and then a different colour for these flowers, or you can use some of the other die cuts. So that's one card, and you'll get let me see, 5 sheets of A4 cards, so there will be enough to make 10 cards, but you will need to keep one sheet free for the box if you want to do the box. Okay, and there'll be assorted cards to match the paper. This little tag is included, and there's also some baker's twine. So there's one card, hoping you can see those okay. Perhaps I should be looking at the video and not your comments. There we go. Okay, this one here is actually stamped onto watercolour paper, so it's a different technique, and you'll have pieces of watercolour paper to do 2 cards, and you can use a blending brush, or you can use a water painter or a paintbrush to create this effect. And you will also have some black die cuts to create this really pretty silhouette. And this obviously has been stamped and heat embossed with white embossing powder. Obviously that is not included, but you could use one of the white tags if you preferred. Okay, so that's card number 2. This is the 3rd card. So this is using the hand pen petal papers, and these die cuts here are cut from that shimmer vellum, as you can see there, and I've also done a little bit of stenciling behind using this die here. So this is a combination of stenciling and die cuts. In your pack you also get a metre of ribbon, and these will be assorted colours to match the papers. So you may not get this soft succulent, you might get the pale papaya. This card here uses the back of one of the hand pen papers. We've done a little bit of stenciling, and then I've used the butterflies from that lovely shimmer vellum. And on this one I've actually stamped that sort of typewriter effect on there. The label and everything is included, as is the ribbon, as I said, and it's up to you what sentiment you pop onto there. And then card number 5, this one here again is on watercolour, and this is actually created using the offcut of the stencil after you use the stencil for the other cards. Okay, so for example, I don't know if you can see, this pink here actually comes from some of the ink that I've used around the edge of the stencil. So that's just a different technique altogether. I do actually need to put a sentiment on there, but I haven't done. I have stamped a little bit on there, but you could use your own background or textured stamp. So that's our 5 cards. So quite some different techniques in there. And it's not overly floral. I know this has got floral on it, but it's not overly floral. And obviously we have our little box as well. So in terms of the papers, you get a quarter of a pack of the hand penned papers, and this is only 4 sheets. You'll get 6 altogether. The other 2 have been used on here. And I chose this paper not so much for this, although I absolutely love this, but because it's got some really nice plain backgrounds that you can use. So I've used this layer here, this one, and this one is, I believe, the reverse of this one here. So you'll get 6 sheets of this 12 by 6, and that's enough to make 3 card pieces out of each one. You'll also get, as I said before, 5 sheets of A4 coloured card, and you'll also get 4 sheets of A4 thick and thin whisper white. And on top of that, you'll get 20 of these gems in the 2 colours. So these gems are designed to match these papers, as you can see. We've got pale papaya and soft succulent. Okay, and those look really pretty. And then, as I said before, you will get this gorgeous shimmer vellum that I've used for the butterflies and for some of the cards. There are 5 colours altogether. Obviously I've used this one here already. You'll get assorted die cuts, so you'll get these layers here, and you will also get a selection of die cut pieces. So this is what I've left over from the ones that I've created. So you'll get a mixture of colours and dies, okay, including the butterflies and the tags. So you'll have more in there than you'll need to make the individual cards. You will also get 5 envelopes, a yard of ribbon, 3 of the sponge daubers, and 2 sheets of our watercolour card. And I think that's just about it, 4 sheets of Whisper White. So in addition to all of that, if you join our class in person, which is £23, you'll still get all of that, plus you have access to the stamp sets and the dies at the class. The good thing though is because you've got so many die cuts included, you won't need to spend all your time in the class die cutting, but you can do additional ones. So you will get the black ones, you'll get the white ones, and you'll get the stencils. You'll also get the video tutorial, so there'll be 6 altogether, 1 for each of these cards and 1 for the box, and you'll have access to that unlimited. So as many times as you want to go back, and it's all on video. So you don't have to sit and write anything down. You can sit and watch it, pause, go back and try it again. And we also have an online crafting class. So even if you've attended the in-person class, you're welcome to come and join the online Zoom craft class. I'd love you to join and show people what you actually made in the class itself, but you're more than welcome to join that as well. Details of the class dates and times are in an email which is going out this evening. For those of you that have already booked, you should have received that already. Okay, let me just see, are there any questions related to that? Let me just hop back and have a look, and let me know if there are any. And if you haven't booked and you want to, as I say, booking will close this evening. I will probably close it at 10:30, so it gives you another hour, and then I can place my final order for any extras and for your products. Let me just have a look. Eventually I will find the video. Okay, and fingers crossed that we're still live. It says we are, so that's good. Excellent. I can see some hearts and some thumbs up, so thank you for that. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover for this evening. I will pop a copy of this video in with the email going out to everybody this evening, if you haven't booked. If you've told me you can't come to this class or you don't want this class, I do apologise if you get the email with the details in. My software isn't always clever enough to work out that you've told me that you aren't able to make this class, so if that is the case, please ignore it. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. I've gone on far too long. If you have any questions about my classes or my class in a box, don't hesitate to ask. I do also run 2 coffee and card sessions a week, one in Brackley and one in Toaster. Both of those are NN13 postcodes, and if either of those are of interest, it's a shorter, it's not really a class, it's a shorter social crafting session. Costs £7, includes your refreshment, tea or coffee, and we'll make 2 cards in that time based around a particular theme. So if you want to join me for that, just let me know. And just as a reminder, if you want to join for the class, you need to book and obviously make payment with your booking, so that I can order the products ready for you and get them dispatched. So thank you so much. I won't hop back on the screen because it's all dark here. You won't be able to see me, but I do appreciate you joining me this evening or this morning whenever you caught up with this. And thank you so much for your support, for listening to me, and have a great evening. Look after yourselves. Take care. I'll be back with my Facebook Live tomorrow, and I've just realised that I didn't move my microphone over, so I'm hoping that that wasn't all too quiet and that you could hear what I was saying. I do apologise. So thank you so much, everybody. You take care. Cheerio. Bye for now.